Yo guys, Crescent here, welcome to another build video. Today, like you can see in the title of this video, it's 50k max Magicka. So obviously, yeah, this build is kind of like pushing the limits of a Magicka Sorcerer, because usually you will have about 42k, 40k max Magicka. That is enough for a normal 1vx build. However, I'm just kind of bored of all the typical, you know, shackle breaker, wizard repose, or you know, all those typical sock setups. So I just wanted to push the limit of the Sorcerer and see what I can achieve with Sorcerer, okay, as a 1vx or just a small scale build. Alright, so let's hop straight into the sets. Before I go into this setup, I'd just like to mention that there are two different setups for this build. One is the setup that I'm about to show you, which is a lot of craftable stuff, a lot of buyable items, so you don't need to farm them. The only thing you need to farm is obviously the Master Destro stuff, This is the only thing you need to farm. Other than that, everything is buyable, craftable. And the second setup is you need to farm more, a little bit more, but both are really strong. One setup has more health and more stamina, more health. Another setup has a little bit more regeneration. So it's really up to you which setup you want to use. Both are really nice, really fun to play. Alright, let's hop straight into the first setup. Yeah, so the first item you'll be using to achieve that 50k Magicka is necropotence. Necropotence is just a really good set. Yeah, so you use head, you use shoulder, and you use 3 jewelries. Alright, what is important that you need to remember for this build is everything has to be divines, because every pieces have to be divines, because we are using twice spawn star. So twice spawn star is a craftable set. You can have 2 Mundus stones, so you want to push the Mundus stones to the highest possible maximum Mundus stones what you call that, stats gain basically. So you want to use divines. Alright, we are using 1 heavy on the body, 1 medium on the legs, and light belt, light gloves, light feet, and yeah, obviously necropotence setups will be like head and shoulders. So everything divines, everything Magicka, max Magicka. Alright, and on the jewelry, the necropotence, I'm using 1 cost reduction, Magicka cost reduction obviously, and 2 Magicka recovery. Why I use 2 Magicka recovery instead of, like, let's say 1 Magicka recovery and 2 cost reduction is because I am a high elf, so I have inherently the passive, high elf passive, raise passive, that gives me 10% more Magicka recovery, and you can boost that up by another 20% more with just using a potion. So I feel like, yeah, 2 recovery is better for high elf. If you are, let's say you are Breton, maybe you want to consider using 2 cost reduction and 1 Magicka recovery. So on the front bar, Destro bar, Inferno stuff, we'll be using the Master Inferno stuff like I mentioned earlier, Nernhorn, and with shock damage to proc concussion. And on the back bar, we'll be using the Lich stuff. Actually, you don't need to use Lich stuff, you can use just any random healing stuff, resto stuff, and make sure it's infused with weapon damage glyph. Okay, so this is the first setup you can see. And before I go into the second setup, I'll just show you the tooltip and everything. Okay, yeah, important to remember for this setup is we are using 2 Mundus stones, namely the Mage Mundus stone and the Astronaut Mundus stone. So you can see, obviously I don't have everything gold. If I have everything gold, like full set gold item, I could definitely push more than 50k. So yeah, but you know, I'm a cheapskate, so I'm not willing to spend so much money on that, because I still have to invest in other builds and stuff like that. I still need to do my stamina DK, and still need to do maybe, I don't know, stem sock or just some other builds, you know. So yeah, I need to save money for those builds. So we're using Mage Mundus stone, give us about 3k plus max Magicka. Could go even higher if you have, like I mentioned just now, gold divines body pieces, and the Arthrop Mundus stone could go higher as well. So it's really nice. I'll show you the tooltip after I use a pot, and then I buff up, do light attack on the back bar. You can see the spell damage is 2.5 here. Crit could go up to 42% if you use a crit potion, or you use inner light. And Magicka recovery is quite high as well. You can see 2.1k, stamina recovery decent as well. Stats are really insane. 48 actually. If you want to achieve the 50k, it's pretty damn straightforward. You use, sorry, I just need to put yeah, actually I'll go through the skills later, yeah, but basically if you want to achieve the 50k, you can use either Inner Light or Degeneration on the front bar. So you get the Mage's Life passive, and yeah, you can see it's 49.4k, it's close to 50k. Obviously I can hit 50k if I want, but I need to upgrade my weapons and my armor and stuff, so I'm not willing to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll just be content with 49.4k, and the health is really high, it's about 19k. You will go up to 24k plus almost 25k in Citadel. That's really high because we are using tri-stat food. And the max stamina is 16k, 15.8k, really high as well. And recovery, as you can see, if I use a potion again, 2.1k, yeah. And yeah, everything is just really nice. The only downside is crit resistance is really low, it's 600 only, so it's you have to shield stack properly on this build, because we rely on your really high 24k shields to just compensate for the low crit resistance, okay? And yeah, the spell penetration is quite high as well, close to 7k. You could push this up even furthermore to 12k if you use the elemental drain. So I'll go through the skills later, okay, after I go through all the setups, the both of the setups that I want to introduce to you guys. So this is the first setup. I would say it's really accessible, so if you don't want to farm more, if you don't want to farm a lot of stuff, I say this build is just really nice to play, really fun to play, really different, because I don't think I have ever seen a twice burn star build in PvP just yet, for Magicka Sorcerer especially. Okay, so this is the first build, and the second build will be we'll be using Lich instead. So I'll just go through what I use, okay? I'll use necropotence, jewelry, obviously 2 Magicka recovery, and 1 cost reduction on the rings and the necklace. And I'll be using 2 pieces, where is my necropotence? Yeah, 2 pieces necropotence. Obviously you don't want to use infuse, because if you use infuse piece, you will lose 68, I think, max Magicka, so about 60 plus max Magicka. So I still need to change this to divines, but I don't have enough stones now, so I ran out of transportation stones, so I just use infuse for now. But you want divines, okay? So we'll be using 2 pieces of necropotence, and Lich will be using 4 pieces on the body. I will use the head, the body piece, gloves, and feet, okay? And then we'll be using back bar. This is the hard one to farm. This Lich stuff, Darola stuff, this is the old stuff that I bought last time, like 1,000,000 gold or something, but obviously you can farm the restoration stuff of Lich. This one is what you need to farm, okay? Important thing is, you need to use infuse and weapon damage glyph like I mentioned earlier, and we'll be using 1 piece Stormy House on the shoulder. So because we're back by the Lich, so we have 1 slot extra, and we'll be using the Dormy House to compensate for the lower max Magicka, because we will be using, on the previous build, like the twice burn star, you can craft 1 heavy, 1 medium, and 5 light. So for this build, we are using 1 heavy and 6 light, okay? So you have a bit lower, I would say, max stamina a bit lower, and max Magicka is more or less the same. I think even slightly higher, but not much, okay? And on the front bar, obviously we'll be using the Nirnhorn Master Inferno stuff, okay? And with the shock damage. So yeah, that's about it for this build. Important thing to know that actually, yeah, there's not much difference on the skill. The skills are more or less the same, but I'll show you the stats again, so you have a good idea what to expect from this build. I will need to summon my bird. Okay, my bird is here. Wait, why? Okay, yeah, so my bird is here. I use a potion, obviously. I buff up, do a back bar light attack, you get the weapon damage, 2.5k weapon damage, more or less the same. Crit is more or less the same. Maximum Magicka is more or less the same as well, 49.2k. Magicka recovery is a bit lower. Previously we have 2.1k, but this is without Lich. With Lich it will go up to 3.7k more or less. So yeah, that's a lot, really high. So I have now 1.9k, which is decent, and stamina recovery is 700. Everything else is more or less the same, yeah. And we'll be using only the mage stuff on this build because we are not using twice monster anymore, so we only have mage. And you can see because I only have 6 divines, so it is slightly lower. Yeah, I still need to change it to, it's just doesn't feel right to have 1 infused, doesn't feel right, you know, for this build. I just wanted to go all divines, but no choice, I don't have enough stones. I couldn't find any more necropotence legs with divines in the store, so I just have to deal with it for now, okay? It's not the worst case, but it's just better to have divines, in my opinion. So yeah, that's about it for the stat sheet for both builds. I will go through the potions and everything now. Potions, poisons, if you want to use that. So, on the twice monster build, because our recovery is slightly lower, because we don't have lich to, you know, to be our backup. Always when you go to very low resource, lich will pop on this build. But if you're using the twice 1-star build, your recovery is slightly lower, but we have higher health on that build, obviously like 2k more health, but about a bit less recovery because we don't have lich. So you might want to consider using this potion on your front bar. So poison, sorry, gives you minor breach for 6.4 seconds, so you deal more damage, and obviously for 3.5 seconds you gain a lot of magicka, 238 per second, which is about 476 magicka recovery. That is insane per second. Per 2 seconds. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the poisons that I really like to use. You could definitely use poisons like, it's really up to you, I guess. It's open world. You can use those kind of poison that do dot damage, increases cost. Those are all really nice poisons in non-CP campaign. And obviously the good potions are Tri-Step Potion, Invincible Potion, and Spell Power Potion. Spell Power Potion is really important because if you want to go aggressive, or let's say if you are building a build without entropy, or without what skill do you call that? Power Surge, sorry. So if you're not using Power Surge or entropy, so you don't get major sorcery from your skills, you want to use Spell Power Potion. So you get a crit, you get major sorcery, and you get some magicka recovery, which is really important, okay? I'll show you how you can use this kind of potions to your advantage, because sometimes if you want to go for a really aggressive build, you can just drop some skills and then use maybe skills like elemental drain, you know, different skills. I'll show you later how I build my skills, okay? So these are the potions I use. You could definitely use a potion like crit, immune to knockback, and max magicka potion. It's really up to you. Those kind of potions are really nice as well, especially when you are raiding and you don't want to get CC'd while you use Destro ulti or stuff like that. So those kind of potions are really good. And the food we'll be using is a tri-stat food, just a typical tri-stat food. Alright, so what else? The potion, poison, Mundus, like I mentioned just now, we are using the mage Mundus. If you're using a twice 1-star build, you want to use the mage Mundus and the Atro Mundus, both Mundus stones. And you can be a vampire if you want, but I'm not a vampire. Definitely vampire could help out with the magicka recovery and stamina recovery. However, against magicka decays, you know, all those fire stuff, fire flame builds, it's gonna hurt, especially with the Destro train, you know, with a lot of fire damage. You're gonna die really fast. So I am not a vampire, but you could definitely go for a vampire. It's not a big deal. Alright. So yeah, that's about it for the poisons and potions and stuff. I'll go through the skills now. Skills are super important. So how you build your skills, yeah? Obviously, I'll just go through the skills that are must have and how you can set them up. On the front bar, Endless Fury Execute. This is one of the best execute in the game. You have to use it. Shard is your burst damage. Flame Reach, obviously your CC and your bread and butter DPS. Your shields, Hardened Ward, you need to use both shields, Hardened Ward and Harness Magicka on this build. And your bird, Twilight, is just a big heal for, you can heal your teammate, you can heal yourself, you can heal the Twilight as well. It will go up to 12k fully buff. And Flame Reach will go up to about 9.5k damage, which is really solid. On the ulti, you can use Shooting Star, or you could use Stormbreaker, or even some people like to use Soul Assault, which is really powerful as well, especially against Night Blades. Okay, and on the back bar, we'll be using Power Surge, Haunting Curse. This is to line up your burst streak to get away from Zergs or CC people. AoE CC as well, it's really nice. Harness Magicka obviously, and Twilight, and Restore ulti, or if you want to be a bit more offensive, Astronaut is really nice as well. So you put the Astronaut down, you can play defensive or offensive in a tight area, you can line of sight with your Astro, you can shield up your Astronaut. It's just a really nice skill as well. But it costs definitely more than your Resto stuff. So I think Resto stuff is still definitely better. It's just broken, man. This skill is so damn strong. Alright. Especially if you are like us, a big shield users, you know, like a 24k shield in Citadel, it's so hard to kill you if you use Resto Ultimate. Alright, so yeah, what can you do to focus more? This is like a basic setup, really defensive, really overall, really nice what I'm using now. So if you want to be more offensive, right, you can drop Power Surge, okay, you drop out Power Surge, and what you use on your front bar, this is your flag spot, your offensive bar spot. You can use Degeneration, okay? So you get 2% more max Magicka, and you can see our max Magicka now is 50k. Exactly 50k and 50. So it's just a sweet spot, okay? So that's how you get the 50k. And let's say you don't want, you are not too bothered about that 50k, you know, that sweet spot. You can just go for something like there are a lot of skills you can use. Obviously you can use mines if you want, you can use even root if you want, if you're playing in a group. There are a lot of skills you can use, but I would recommend you to use, if you want to go super offensive, go for Elemental Drain. This will help you with your sustain because you get minor Magicka still, and you can apply major breach to your opponent. Obviously there's downside to this, is if you are fighting someone that is like, it's a Templar basically, they can cleanse all your they can cleanse all your dots and everything, your debuff. This skill is not going to be so good. However, this skill costs nothing, so you can just apply it again and again, and it's really good as well. It gives you like 600 Magicka recovery, so this skill is really offensive. So what you use with this is, like I mentioned earlier, you use the crit potion, you get major sorcery, you get major prophecy, and with that you get another 5k penetration. So offensive with this build, it's so offensive with this setup. Yeah, but sometimes if you don't feel like if you feel like you're getting snared a lot, you need to dodge throw more, you need to use a tri-stat potion, then I highly recommend Degeneration. Degeneration is just overall really nice nice skill to have, because after you use it you can empower your skills. Sorry, where is it? Yeah, you get max Magicka by 2%, and then you can empower your skill and do 20% more damage. So what you always can do is you Degeneration, you throw your Meteor, and then you use your combo, you throw your Flame Reach, and then you throw your Crystal Frag, and then obviously you pre-cast your Curse, and then everything proc together. That is one of your combo. I will show you later, okay? And yeah, that's about it for the skills. Obviously there are some skills you can use, like, yeah, in a group, definitely Magicka Detonation, Proxy Detonate. So, but this is like, what I mean is like for a solo setup, okay? But usually my typical setup, like I mentioned earlier, is I will just use on the back bar. Where is it? Sorry. Power Surge. So this is my typical setup. It's just all around a little bit more balanced, you know. I have a shield on the front bar, I have a shield on the back bar, I can heal myself with Twilight on the front and on the back bar, or can heal my friends. So it's just overall really nice. Okay, the max Magicka is a bit lower, it's not 50k but 49k, it's decent as well. So yeah, that's it for the skills. Now I want to show you the combos and everything before I go into CP and end this video. So what I do usually, it's just typical setup, okay? You want to before I go through the skills, you need to set up your keybind. Totally forgot. You have to control your pets. I put C, you can put anything else you want. You can put V, you can put F, you can put anything you want, okay? Just make sure it's comfortable for you. I put C, so my thumb can press the C button below. So yeah, I like to have it on C. And then how you command your pets is pretty straightforward. You smash the C button, you just hold it, you do right attack, left attack, then the pet will go hit your enemy. This is the Centurion basically. And then let's say you're starting to run, you're getting under pressure, you're striking away, your pet is like an idiot, you know, you have to call it back. You press C and then you press right click, and then the pet will come back, like you see just now. I show you again. So pet Go hit this motherfucker. Okay, pet is hitting. Let's get back. Pet, come back. C and then right click. The pet will follow you back. So, because pets are dumb, need to remember that. They will just hit that guy. Sometimes they will stay there like... it's just sometimes really funny, the pets. They're like idiots. So you need to control them sometimes, okay? Especially if you're focusing target. Just make sure you focus the target you want. Alright, so the combos. Really simple. You just buff up yourself. Always put a curse first. You try to buff up yourself and everything. You try to make sure you proc your... You use Endless Fury or you use your Flame Reach to try to proc your C frag. And then when you see your C frag is proc, okay, I'll just proc it really quickly. Well, it's not procking, I can't believe. Okay, it's proc, so you put a curse usually. Then you wait, you do some light attacks, and then you throw a CC. And then you throw your frag, and then the what do you call that? The curse will proc while you CC them, and then you throw your frag into them, okay? That's the combo, the basic combo. So if you want to use that, you want to include that with the ultimate, like Meteor, it's pretty straightforward as well. You just buff up again. You try to proc your C frag. So you try to proc, a frag is proc, you put a curse. Or you can put the curse previously as well, and then the curse is gonna proc. You throw Meteor actually, and then you CC, and then you throw your frag. It's on cooldown, and then you execute. You can put execute beforehand as well. So basically that's the combo. You want to line up your curse, your frag, and your clench together. If you have ultimate, you can throw ultimate first, then you CC, you throw your frag, and then the curse will proc, and then you execute. That's the combo basically. You can precast execute if you want. So yeah, it's all about practice. I don't think I have mastered this just yet, because if I'm fighting like 1v2, 1v1, of course it's no problem because I'm not under so much pressure, you know. But if I'm under a lot of pressure, it's really hard to line up this combo. You need a lot of practice, to be honest. Like, you need to know, oh yes, my frag is procced, and then I have to streak through them, you know, get some space, CC your opponent, so you can use your frags and everything. It's all about practice. So I would say Magicka Sorcerer is another ball game, because you need to use your shields and you need to line up your bursts, okay? So yeah, I mean, against good opponent, obviously against bad opponent you can just kill them really easily, like some flame clench and just throw some frags and they will die. But I'm talking about decent players, okay, not those pucks, okay? So yeah, basically that's the combo. Yeah, I'll go through the CP now. CP is pretty straightforward as well. 19 Siphoner, 51 Warlord, 3 into Sprinter, 75 Arcanist, 15 Tenacity, 66 into Tumbling, 11 to Shadow Ward. Tumbling is really important, so because we have a really high stamina pool, so if you put more into Tumbling, you can dodge throw out of snares, out of roots, sorry, and basically just dodge some hard hitting spells as well. So it's really important to put 66 points into Tumbling. 7 into Bless, 56 into Elfborn, 20 into Spell Erosion, 49 into Elemental Expert, 20 into Shattering Blows, 72 into Master at Arms, 11 to Staff Expert, 5 into Thermal Church. If you are using Soul Assault build, you might want to put more into Thermal Church, but I don't recommend that, because I think Master at Arms is too important and Spell Erosion is just too important, okay? So yeah, 20 into Resistance, so this is our only crit resistance, about 600, not a lot, but yeah, I just have the points to put into this because of the new patch. We gain more points, more CP I mean, sorry. 66 into Ironclad, 23 into Thick Skin, 27 Hardy, 27 Elemental Defender, 2 into Light Armor Focus, 72 into Bastion, really important because you want to maximize your shield. Make sure you have 72 points into this build, because we are having 50k max Magicka. That is 24k shields with Bastion. Okay, 3 into Expert Defender. So yeah, that's about it for the CP. If you have any questions, just throw them in the comments below. I know this is not a conventional sword build, you are using pets, but trust me, the 50k max Magicka is just really fun to play. You just feel like you have so much Magicka to spend, you know. You can always never run out of Magicka. Even if you're really low on Magicka, either your Lich will proc, or you can just shoot up with your 24k shields and just do heavy attack. You'll gain back so much Magicka. Alright, so yeah, I think that's about it for this build. Don't think I missed anything. Just yeah, make sure to throw this video a like, that will be much appreciated. And subscribe to my channel if you think you want to see more ESO build videos and stuff, gameplay videos, and I'll see you guys in Cyrodiil. Okay, bye bye.